Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you get through these strange days in which we find ourselves in. These yet remain strange days indeed. This week, watch your words. Why? Because you shape your world by your words. We're going to go to a private conversation that Jesus had with his disciples, and we're going to discover some things about the power of confession. But first, let me tell you a story. It's one of my most famous stories. It's called the Ring Story. Years ago, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Bryan, Ohio, we're in the middle of a revival that ultimately lasted 6.5 weeks. Every day I'd go over to the church. I'd spend an hour or two praying for the revival, praying for the pastors, praying for the people, praying for the missionaries, praying for everything, excepting for myself. And one day as I was walking around the church praying, I heard a voice that said, "Ask for something for yourself." And I thought to myself, that's odd. What do I want? And I just ignored it because I really didn't want anything. I had everything I needed. I had a beautiful wife. I had a baby girl, had a dog and a cat that we traveled with, 31-foot travel trailer, state-of-the-art travel trailer back in those days, by the way. Pulled it with a 2-year-old Cadillac. I had 7 different colored suits in my closet, had 7 pairs of shoes to match the suits, and my calendar was booked up for a year. And as far as I was concerned, I had the world by the tail. It was all good. But as I prayed, I heard that voice say again, "Ask for something for yourself. What do you want?" And I thought for a moment, what would I like? Now, it may surprise you to know there was a day I didn't wear jewelry, and that was that day. But as I walked around, I thought, you know what I'd like? I'd like a diamond ring. Some of my contemporaries are wearing diamond rings. I'd like a diamond ring. So I said, I'd like a diamond ring. When I finished my prayer time, I went over to the travel trailer, walked in the door, held up my hand to my wife, and I said, "What do you see on my finger?" She said, "Nothing." I said, "No, you see a diamond ring. And from this moment on, say a diamond ring every time I wiggle my finger." And she thought that was funny, but she agreed. I went over to the pastor's house, and I held up my hand and said, "What do you see on my finger?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "No, you see a diamond ring. And now when I wiggle my finger at you, say diamond ring." And he too thought it was funny, but he agreed. And so every so often in the middle of a conversation, we go, and they'd say diamond ring. Well, that went on the length of that revival. Then we went to Bucyrus, Ohio, pastor friend of mine. I was holding a revival for him, and the first night I said, "What do you see on my finger?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "No, you see a diamond ring. And I want you to say, when I wiggle my finger, say diamond ring." I was making my confession. The Bible said they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, the word of their confession. Your words carry weight. Your words create your reality. You have to watch your words. We left Ohio, went back to Texas, where we were living at the time. I was doing a meeting at a little church in Pleasant Grove. It happened to be the week of my 23rd birthday, and there was a couple that followed us in our revivals back in those days by the name of Philpott. They had been mightily blessed of God. He had become a Christian under my ministry. He was healed of a serious heart condition. She was healed of several things. They began to sow into the ministry, and in their sowing, they began to prosper. They started out with a little furniture store that ended up into a big furniture store and a car lot, and they were quite prosperous people. And they attributed much of that to connecting with my ministry. As I said, it was my birthday, and they came to my wife and said, "What would your husband like for his birthday?" And she said, "I don't know, shirt, tie, just whatever, because we've never tried to take advantage of people." And Brother Philpott, that's what we called him, Brother Philpott said to her, "You think your husband would like a diamond ring?" And she said, "Yeah, maybe." A few days later, in the midst of this revival, we're having dinner after church at the local burger joint, and he pulled out a napkin. He started drawing little dots on that. He said, "If you had a diamond ring, would you like it this pattern or that pattern?" And I pointed to the square pattern. I said, "I like that. I'd like that pattern." And he just folded the napkin up, and the conversation went in another direction. It came the night of my birthday. We went to the same burger joint. They had a birthday cake in place with candles on it, 23 candles, my 23rd birthday. And after we blew out the candles and cut the cake, Brother Philpott reached in his pocket, pulled out a little ring box, and he said, "Here, this is our gift to you on your birthday." I opened up, and there was a beautiful 1¼ carat diamond ring. I stuck it on my finger, and I said, "What do you see? What do you see on my hand?" And everyone said a diamond ring. That was my confession, and my confession became a reality. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to show you how to make your confession a reality. What a confession really is. We'll listen to a private conversation. What happened to the ring? I gave it away. This Sunday at Aspire Church, I'm starting a new series of messages, ordering your steps to be ordered by God with the message, the second act is better. Catch it on this platform, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, a.k.a. Doc. I'll see you then.